So the Attorney General down in Florida is really cranking up the heat on ChatGPT today, launching a criminal investigation into whether Chat helped a suspect plan a shooting at Florida State University, a shooting that killed 2 people. This is a real escalation, with the AG now saying he's subpoenaing OpenAI, which of course owns ChatGPT, saying that Chat gave the suspect advice on what kind of gun to use, what kind of ammo to use, among other things. Watch this.
My prosecutors have looked at this, and they've told me if it was a person on the other end of that screen, we would be charging them with murder. ChatGPT is not a person, but that does not absolve our office, my prosecution team, of our duty to investigate whether or not there is criminal culpability here.
OpenAI tells NBC News in part that ChatGPT is not responsible for this crime. They say the chatbot provided factual responses to questions with information that can be found across the internet and did not encourage illegal activity. Kathy Park is covering this one for us, and that is a really sort of attention-grabbing comment from the Attorney General. It's dramatic that if this were a person, they would be charged with murder. It speaks to the implications now around AI use, around culpability, around, you know, is it, to OpenAI's point, what can be found on the internet, and the responsibility that some of these companies do or don't have.
Yeah, Hallie, that's absolutely right. I mean, this probe launched by Florida's AG was quite eye-opening, and he kicked off today's press conference kind of reiterating that this gunman last year consulted ChatGPT the day of the shooting. He asked everything, as you mentioned, the type of gun to use, the type of ammo. He even asked if there was a shooting at FSU, how would the country react? And what time is it the busiest in the FSU Student Union? Hallie, we know OpenAI, ChatGPT, it is a form of technology, but the AG reiterated that there are people who designed this product. So this doesn't mean there is no criminal culpability. And he released this statement. It reads in part, Florida law states that anyone who aids, abets, or counsels someone in the commission of a crime, and that crime is committed or attempted, may be considered a principal to the crime. The aider and abettor is just as responsible for the crime as the perpetrator. And Hallie, as a result of this criminal investigation that has been launched by the office, they also announced that they were issuing subpoenas, including OpenAI's policies and internal training materials regarding threats of harm to themselves and others, along with how the company cooperates with law enforcement. And we should also note that NBC News has reached out to OpenAI for a statement, and the spokesperson did say that, in writing in part, last year's mass shooting at Florida State University was a tragedy, but ChatGPT is not responsible for this terrible crime. And Hallie, we should also note that the family for one of the victims of the shooting indicated that they will also be filing charges against OpenAI.
How, if at all, would this affect the open case now into the suspected shooter at FSU?
Yeah, so at last check, this trial for the suspected shooter has been delayed. It is now scheduled for October, so later on this fall. This was because his public defender actually had to bow out for conflict of interest. So once again, the shooter, he has pleaded not guilty. He is facing, however, multiple charges for murder and attempted murder, Hallie.
Kathy Park, thank you very much for that.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.